Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review City of Dreams from writer-director Mohit Ramchandani. And this film focuses on a young boy who lives in Mexico who is trafficked to the United States when has a trip to this dream soccer camp waved in his face, and unfortunately is drugged and realized that he's sold off to a sweatshop. And he's desperately trying to find a way out of this horrific and harrowing experience. And this film is heavy. This film does not pull punches. Honestly, there is some brutality here. And blood and guts and everything. Just horrible beatings that happen. I thought this was a Mel Gibson movie, to be perfectly honest, in terms of how just brutal it was. Or my wife joked, S. Craig Zahler. But this film has really heavy has very heavy themes and ideas and material based off of true events. And really isn't the kind of story you should pull punches on, but I do feel like there's some times where the violence becomes too much and is taken too far. And there's borderline body horror at times, seeing just the scars and the mutilated body parts of this young man. But he is so committed to delivering just this impactful and poignant performance, this young man who really has to carry a lot in this film. He carries this film on his shoulders, and there's so much emotion that goes into his performance. The production design of this home that they're forced to sew in and stuff like that, it's disgusting, it is horrifying, and it is so perfectly detailed in a most uncomfortable way. The film dabbles into some elements of commentary on police and are they doing enough to be stopping these kinds of things, or the government corruption that gets in the way of trying to do things. And also, there's a bit of love. There's a young girl at this sweatshop that keeps flirting with our young protagonist. And this whole entire experience is so visceral and so intense. And Ramchandani has a lot to do with that, from his direction and between the cinematographers Alejandro Chavez and Trevor Roach. This film is very dynamic when it comes to camera work. There's one particular sustained chase that is one of the most thrilling action scenes you're going to see in a movie this year, which sounds completely weird that this is in a film like this, City of Dreams. But it's so well shot. The handheld cam really works, and it goes into some very interesting camera angles and turning and tilting of the camera all through this chase, and it's just this perpetual motion. Just absolutely thrilling sequence. And then you have the moments, like the climax of this film is this heightening tension, and Ramchandani really understands how to pull all that tension and suspense and put it into the air for the audience to latch onto and really feel in those moments. I do feel like the film's a little too on the nose in terms of some of its commentary and what it's trying to say. There's some very specific kinds of perspectives on hot button issues today that are felt like they're shoehorned into the story to just make sure that, somebody, it's hey, we gotta throw these themes and ideas out there. They do connect a little bit closer to the story in some ways, but it's still it feels a little forced in there. But when you really take a step back, there is some impressive performances, incredible filmmaking here, and a harrowing story, and a whole little section at the end from the young man who performed in this film, and the experience of that, and what his call to action is. And newscasts talking about all these horrible child labor incidents in the United States and how we need to do better. This film is a call to action on something, yes, our country does need to do better. But those are my thoughts on City of Dreams. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.